Namaste, everyone. Welcome to class. Finding your wonderful, comfortable seat. You can see I have two blocks, one under each knee. And as who have been coming lately, have deemed, we're going to start with our pranayama and meditation and then go into our asana practice. So we'll spend about 15-20 minutes in our pranayama and meditation and then go right into asana. And as you can see from my camera angle today, we're going to stay low and grounded. Everyone but Bones, he's going to just hang out in the background. Okay, so nice comfortable seat, tall spine. Making sure your sit bones are comfortable. I have a pillow under me. And if you think you'd like something for your meditation, you might grab it now. Maybe a shawl. I like to put the shawl on my legs for some reason. That feels really grounded for me. So anything you might want for your meditation, just bring it close so you don't have to get up between pranayama and meditation. And then you're all set to go. Okay? Great. So let's bring the hands into the heart. Let the eyes either gaze to the floor or close them completely. Tuning into the breath, finding it. And then soften your belly and let the inhale move down into your belly. Notice your belly deflate as you exhale. So just inhaling and exhaling a few abdominal breaths, bringing our parasympathetic nervous system online. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past and present. A special prayer of thanksgiving for Baba Hari Das. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, Ayurveda, and with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. So what do you need this morning for self-transformation? Just bring it into your mind. And then let it slip down into your heart space, and we'll bring it back at the end of class. And then if you are where you can, join me in one resounding Om, exhaling the breath out and inhaling to chant. Letting your eyes flutter open gently. And just bring your hands down to your knees for a moment. Just making sure our seat is really comfortable. Maybe just take a little twist over to either side. And then come back into the center, lean back a little bit, come forward a little bit, and then find that place in the middle where you feel really comfortable with the spine erect. So we're going to get in touch with our full yogic breath. We're going to exhale, belly to spine, release the belly on the inhale, and then move that breath up into the chest region, and then one slow, smooth, soft, gentle exhalation as the belly recedes all on its own. And then we'll release the belly. You can do a little tug to the belly at the end if you'd like to exhale the breath all the way out. Then release the belly, and let's start again there. So yogic breath, 3 parts, 2-part inhale, 1-part exhale. Exhaling the breath out, belly to spine. You can use the muscles. Relax the muscles, belly expands. Bring that same inhale up into the chest region. All the way up into the chest, not high, just into the chest. And then pause, and one slow, soft, gentle, even exhalation. Bottom of the exhale, a little tug to the belly. Release the belly, inhale. Draw it up. Ribs spread, belly recedes on its own as the breath fills into the chest region. Slight pause, and then exhale. 2 more on your own. Don't forget the back body. Breathe into the back body as well as the front. And then gently fall back into your natural breath pattern, just noticing where it goes, belly or chest. Balancing the nadis, our energy body, balancing the chi in the body, the prana in the body. We're going to bring the air in the left nostril, out the right, in the right, out the left. It's often called alternate nasal breathing, anulom vilom. So we're going to bring in and go against the grain and then with the grain. So our right hand can be placed in Vishnu Mudra, which is tucking in the index finger and the middle finger, using your thumb for your right nostril, ring finger for the left. So get your arm situated if you're going to use your arm. If you feel congested or clogged today, just do it with your mind and just leave your hands firmly and down, okay? So hand is ready. We'll begin with our exhale. Bring the belly into the spine. Release the belly as you inhale. Bring that same inhale up into the chest. Slight pause at the top. Switch fingers and exhale out the right nostril. At the bottom of the exhale, just a slight pause. Inhale right, belly, then chest. Notice how as the chest expands, the belly recedes. Top of the inhale, you'll switch fingers and exhale left. That makes up one round. We'll continue on. I'll walk through one more. My voice will peel off and we'll do it for 3 full minutes. Exhaling. Inhale left. Top of the inhale, a slight pause as you switch fingers. Exhale right. Slight pause at the bottom of the exhale to inhale right. Belly. Chest. Top of the inhale, a slight pause. Switch fingers. Exhale left. Continuing at your own pace. Keeping the breath smooth and even. Taking the time to complete the round that you're on with an exhale out the left nostril. Don't rush through. Take your time. And as you complete the practice, just sitting for a moment and noticing the effects in the body, in the breath, and in the mind. We're going to move right into a short meditation. We'll use a mantra this morning to guide us. Aham Shanti. I am peace. Aham Shanti. Aham Shanti. Aham on the inhale, Shanti on the exhale. But don't control your breath. Just let your mantra describe what's happening in your body. So when you feel yourself inhale, think aham. And when you feel yourself exhale, think Shanti. Your hands can just rest gently, dominant hand on top, thumbs touching, spine erect, and then taking a soft gaze to the floor or letting your eyes close completely. The bowl will ring once at the beginning and once at the end, letting yourself move into the meditation. Aham Shanti. Bringing your meditation to a close. Just sitting for a moment. Notice the quality of your breath, your thoughts. And then gently letting your eyes flutter open, coming back into your room. And we're going to start this morning by just taking a shavasana. So just finding a spot and melt into your mat for just a moment. Just go ahead and melt right into your mat. I have a partner on my pillow, so I'm going to try to move her gently. Didn't work. Okay. She's really been doing a lot of yoga with me lately. For those of you who did the weekend with me, you know that. She spent most of the weekend on the mat. Okay, so find your shavasana first. Just lying down and melt for just a few moments. Just melt your whole body. Imagine your whole body is chocolate on a warm fire, just melting. Let your organs get soft and even your bones get soft. Your breath is just enough to sustain you for a moment or two. And then one by one, we're going to activate the limbs. So for just a moment, flex just your right foot, just the right foot, flex it. Press through the heel. Engage the quadriceps, the muscles on the top of the leg. Feel your calf on the floor, and then release it. And now to the left leg, flex the foot, press through the heel, notice the calf, engage the quadriceps, the top of the leg, and then release it. And then make a fist with your right hand, engage the arm, press the shoulder into the floor, press, and release it. Make a fist with your left hand, press the shoulder into the floor, good, and release it. And then notice your shoulders on the floor, the space between your shoulder blades on the floor. Press into that space for a moment. Let your torso lift a little. Just press into the space until you come away from it. And then relax. Good. And then let's bend our knees and take our feet to the floor, nice and firm to the floor. We're going to do just a few pelvic tilts before we move into anything else. So make sure you have a little bit of your lumbar curve. You can't see mine because this is exactly where the speaker thing is, microphone is. Okay, so just you want lumbar curve, just your regular one, just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to dive the pubic bone down a little to accentuate the lumbar curve, and then come back to neutral. And then take the low back toward the floor, press out the lumbar curve, gently, gently, and then come back to neutral. 4 more times. Pubic bone dives, lots of lumbar curve, back to neutral, and then low back to the floor, and back to neutral. Put your hands on your ribs. In your neutral, your ribs are in your body. You can't feel them jutting out. Now, when you dive your pubic bone down, you can feel your ribs jut out a little as the torso moves away. And then come back into neutral. And then when you press to the floor, you feel your ribs dive in a little and back to neutral. Again, and neutral. Press gently and neutral. Let's do one more for good measure. Dive, neutral, ribs are in, and then floor and neutral. Good. Just lift your hips briefly and shake them out a little. Good. And then bring up just your right leg. Just right leg up for a moment. Good. Knee is bent. Start with your knee bent. And then extend the right leg up toward the ceiling and press through the heel until you get a straight leg. And your straight leg may be here, here, wherever it is that it's straight. You notice that mine is not going to be straight any further over. I have to bend it. Bend, bend, bend. So the minute it's straight, that's what I want to see. And it may be over here. Just straight leg. Good. Really engage the quad. Top of the leg. Good. Point the toe. Really point, 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 point. And then flex the toes only. So you have on Barbie shoes. You know how Barbie's in constant high heels. Poor girl. Good. Keep the leg straight. Keep pressing through the heel, through the Barbie shoe. Press her all the way through the shoe as if you could walk on the ceiling. And then lower that leg. Great. And then draw your left knee in, nice and comfortably. You're not pushing it in or pulling it in. My hands are resting on my ribs still. And then we're going to begin to straighten, flex the foot, straighten the leg until it's straight. You notice over here I have to bend it. I can't get it straight until here, which was a little bit less than the other side. This is my bad hip. So straight leg, foot is flexed. Breath is normal. Just breathing. Right here you don't have to control anything. You have gravity as your friend. Good. And now point the toe. Really point, point, point. Quad is engaged. Good. And then flex just the toes. Again, Barbie shoes. High heels. Leg is straight. Good. And then bend the ankle again. Just flex and then foot on the floor. Lift your hips again and just shake them out a little. Great. Okay. And then we're going to do a few spinal rolls only if your space is good enough that you're not hurting your back. If you're on a hard concrete floor with nothing below you, I have 2 mats and a rug. So, all right, so a few spinal rolls, just a little. If you're not on the space, just lean over to the side, come over and push up, come up to seated, okay? So we're going to start in this bent pose. We're going to do our first cat pose from here this morning, okay? So let your arms be long and go ahead and touch below your knees. Just feel the space below your knees. Good. And don't pull your knees apart with your legs. Keep them together so everything is active. Great. And then bend your elbows and pull your ribs towards your thigh bones as you gaze a little bit up. And then release. Curl your spine, belly to spine. Let's inhale, come up. And exhale, release, belly to spine. Hollow out the belly. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Hold there for a moment. Just notice where you are. You want that in your thoracic. Great. And then just don't move anything except put your hands behind your legs. And now bend your elbows and come up. Just enough to be up for a moment in this modified boat. So bring your feet parallel to the floor. Point the toes. Good. And you have a little bit of your lumbar curve. You're sitting up on your sit bones. Now you can hold on here. You're welcome to straighten your legs for this if you've got lots of strength. You're welcome to put your arms out, up overhead, wherever you are. Just enjoy this moment. Pull in your belly. Good. And then let's cross our legs and come over into table pose. Okay? Great. So we know we want our knees underneath our hips, so not back here. That's a real no-no, okay? That's going to give you automatic problems with your back. You want them underneath your hips and wrist, not your hands, wrist underneath your shoulders. If my hands are underneath my shoulders are jutted too far forward, okay? So wrist underneath the shoulders. Got your low back curve. Belly is tugged in. So belly is in, nice and firm, okay? And then looking at the floor. Good. And take your elbows a little bit out to the sides, scoop them back so that the eye of the elbow is facing forward, but keep it at a slight bend. So my elbow could go back at any moment. Straight back, not out to the side, straight back. So my elbow crease, when I do go down, is right behind my wrist crease. So set your arm up. Good, okay? Excellent. And then let's take just a few cat poses. Exhale, belly to spine. Press the floor away with your hands. Press into your feet. Feet can be curled under or flat out. Come neutral. And then other direction. And back into neutral. Let's exhale on the big movement. So exhale, curl. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, curl. And inhale, neutral. One more, either side. Good. Looking at the floor still. And then stepping back your left leg. Foot is on the floor. Foot is on the floor. Right leg, right arm sweeps up. So press in a diagonal line from your left shoulder to your right hip. Belly is in. And then gently lift the left leg just to parallel to the floor. So not kick it up. Just parallel. Press through the heel. And then release the hand and the leg. Good. Okay. And now right leg back. Great. And then left arm sweeps up parallel to the floor. Good. And then just lift the leg. Press through the heel. Heel is very active. Gazing at the floor, not at me. Pull in your belly. And then release the left hand and right leg. Okay? Let's take a cat pose. Exhale. Inhale, neutral. And exhale. Inhale, neutral. Good. So this time as we do Surya Churya, which was sunbird that we just did, we're going to do it with a little bit of movement, but I want us to do it where we're on train tracks. So let's see if I can get myself on a train track right here so that when I extend, it's going to come in like this. It's not going to cross over. We're just going to stay on the train track, okay? Good. So we're going to start. We'll start with our left leg back, right arm. Lift the left leg. Good. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Flex the foot as you extend. Point the toe as you come in. Flex as you go out. Two more. Stay out for a moment. Foot is flexed, arm is reaching, palm facing the midline. And then release the hand, release the leg. Good. So now back with the right leg. Left arm sweeps up, parallel to the floor. Lift the back leg, pull in your belly, press into the right hand. Good. And then exhale, inhale. Stay on train tracks. Point the toe when you come in, flex the foot when you go back. One more. Hold. Good. And then release the hand, release the leg, and one more cat pose. Exhale and hold that position for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, neutral. Good. Other way. Curl the tailbone toward the back of the head toward the tailbone. Press into the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. And your next inhale, neutral. Good. And then let's come up on our knees for a moment. Great. We're going to go back a bit. Good. So we're on our knees. Great. We're going to externally rotate our left leg. Great. Just creep the foot out until it's right underneath. And everything stayed toward me. So when I look up, I want to make sure I can't see my foot. Like if I have my foot somewhere or my heel somewhere or something, I want everything underneath my thigh, but my facing the front of my mat. Good. Let's sweep the arms up. This is our kneeling warrior 2. Gaze out over your fingertips. And notice that your knee is in front of your arms. Good. So your knee will be in front of your arms safely for warrior 2, for side angle, for triangle. So when you have a place to put your block for those poses, put it behind your leg, not in front of your leg, okay? So just lean a little bit. Just lean, a little bit of a curve. Lower arm is just soft like a pendulum. And then come up, back into warrior 2. And then release the arms and release the leg. Good. And then let's come into the external rotation on the other leg. And hips are facing square still where they were. And our foot, this is not necessary because I'm down here where I have control. And this is definitely a no-no. So right over it. And then when I look down, I can't see the foot. It's gone. I can maybe see a tiny smidgen of my big toe knuckle, but that's it. Great. Arms up. So supinate, open your arms from your shoulders. And then just the forearms. Great. Pull in your pelvic floor and belly. And then gazing out to the right. Breathe. Notice how your belly's in and your pelvic floor is lifted. We're kneeling, so it doesn't take nearly as much effort as when we're up, but we can really feel the alignment in this pose with our prawn. And then gaze back to the center. Just go ahead and let your right arm hang like a pendulum, and then reach over to the right side. Just reaching to the right as much as you can comfortably. Good. And then come back into your warrior 2, just gazing out. And then release the arms. Bring both legs in and sit back on your heels for a minute. Toes are curled under. So curl your toes under so you have lots of space. It's also really good for your feet to curl under for a moment. Tall spine. We'll have a tendency to lean forward, so try to come upright. Good. And then let's come back once again. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go back into that. We're going to add gate pose, okay? So externally rotate the left leg. Put the foot right under. So just notice if you can see your heel. No. And if you can see your foot. No. Maybe just your big toe knuckle a little bit. Good. So let's form our warrior 2. Great. Looking out over your left fingers. Pelvic floor is in, belly is in. Great. Let's just release the arms for a moment as we work with the leg. And then go ahead and take out to the side and flex the foot. So in that same direction, just flex the foot. Good. And keep the foot flexed. So it's still an external rotation. Foot is flexed. And what I want to be sure you don't do here is put any weight into your knee, okay? So let's just keep this left arm soft. I'm going to take it to the back because that's where it'll keep my shoulder more open. And then right arm out to the side. Flip the palm, so again from the shoulder. Arm up overhead. And then as we close the gate and open the gate. Close the gate and open the gate. Close the gate, open the gate. Last one. Close the gate. Let's stay for a breath or two. Just see how your lower body is doing. And then back into neutral. Again, release the arms. Spine upright. And then bring the foot back into that rotation. Good. And then for just a minute, put your elbow behind you and rest your hand there. And I want you to walk that leg out a little with the foot on until you come with a little bit of abduction on this leg. So not too far, because it may be too much strain. So you're here. You're just going to creep the foot out a little until you can get a long line of energy. So not a big curve here, just a long line of energy, as if you were in Tadasana. Good. And then you're here. You can take your arm up overhead into this modified side angle. But just notice how this side is just as long. We're just in a Tadasana on our knee. Good. And then come back to warrior two. So bring your foot back. Good. And readjust. And then release the arms and release the leg. Excellent. Good. Just be here for a moment. Let your groin relax. Notice the right side versus the left side. That's why we do these movements. We did Nadi Shodhana. Now we're doing Stula, Shira Sharira, gross body Nadi Shodhana. Right, we're just moving the prawn on the left and then on the right, then on the left. Good. So find your warrior two, arms up, gazing out. Make sure you can't see your foot. Great. And then just release the arm so we can focus on the leg. And external, it stays in external rotation, so just extending, flex the foot, keep it flexed. And then go ahead and take your right arm just back behind your leg, and left arm reaching up, and then out to the side. So keep the shoulder open, okay? Ready? We're going to close the gate and open the gate. And close the gate and open the gate. Close and open and close and open. One last one. Good. Just release the arm for a moment and then bend the knee. Good. Reestablish warrior two. Just feeling it in the body. Belly is in, pelvic floor is in and lifted. Good. And then just release the arms. And then go ahead and take your arm over, okay? So just lean. And this is where we're going to like creep out the foot a little until we get a Tadasana from our kneeling leg up through our head. So keep the hip in. Don't let the hip flay out. Keep the hip in, body is in, just leaning a little bit. You can place your elbow or keep your hand there, whichever one, but we want that upward line. Good. And then arm up. Good. We're in our side angle. So you can, some of you will be with your elbow down and keep the long line. But if you put your elbow down and start to collapse, we want to avoid that. We want the arm, body upright, in line with your leg. Good. Great. And then let's reestablish warrior two, which means we're going to have to readjust our foot because it's going to be too far out. Gazing. Excellent. And then just release the arms, release the leg, and again, sitting back on our heels. Toes are curled under. Great. And then just coming up for a moment, you can keep your toes curled under if you'd like. We're going to do just a little bit of a kneeling back bend. And I want us to put one hand on our belly and one hand on our low back and really pull in your pelvic floor and keep your belly engaged. And the only thing I want you to do for this back bend is to show your sternum toward the ceiling. And you can keep your head looking at your sternum, you can keep your head looking ahead, or you can keep your head looking toward the ceiling. Whichever is most comfortable for your neck. Good, but your hand is on your belly, so you're sure you didn't take any of the pose there. It's only happening in your thoracic spine. And then as you're ready, exhale, come to neutral and have a seat. Still up on those feet. Okay, hold your belly, hold your low back. Come up again. Good. Pelvic floor is lifted, belly is engaged, so you're not doing anything in your low back, and you're not going to sit on that T12. You're going to spread your shoulders up and roll your shoulders back as you show your sternum toward the ceiling. And your head can look down, your face can look at your sternum right in front of you or overhead, wherever it's most comfortable. And then let's exhale, come to neutral, and have a seat. Good. Just one more time with the back bend. Come up. So nothing is happening from your hips down, okay? Pelvic floor is engaged, belly's engaged, and just firmly on your belly, so you keep it there. Great. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. Face can be anywhere it feels yummy. Don't lose control of your head. And then on your next exhale, press up. And inhale. And exhale, have a seat. Great. And then let's come back one more time into our tabletop. And all I want us to do for a moment is just to be stable in table. So everybody roll your feet out, press the tops of the feet into the floor. You're not going to do any big pressure here, so even if it feels uncomfortable, you can try it. Remember those elbows, eyes of the elbows toward the front, belly is in. Press into the feet. Good. And then let's spread the knees, keep the toes together, and press your hips back towards your heels. If you're not inverting today, you're welcome to just be on your forearms like this, just keeping everything even. You can even make a little basket for your head if you'd like. Or if you are inverting, you're welcome to reach out and let your hips come off and just rest. Anywhere in between that feels good to you. But if you're not inverting, stay even. And breathe. Good. And then look forward. So lifting your head, look forward. Bring your hands and put them underneath your shoulders. So just bring your hands, elbows go back. Bring your hands, put them underneath your shoulders. And then rather than using our back muscles, we're pushing up by straightening our arms. Good. And then bring our knees front and center a little. Come up off the feet and just stretch for a moment. Just stretch. Good. And then back. Hips to heels. They can be curled under or not. So we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to do a little bit of yogi bicycle today. Sorry about that. We're going to work that core a little. So I want you to watch one round because I want you to see how slowly, the more slowly it goes, the better it will do its work. Okay? So notice that my position here, it's like a dead bug, right? My legs are just up and soft. My arms are out to the side and my hands are behind my neck. So this is my inhale. When I exhale, I extend my left leg, left elbow to right knee, and I inhale back. And I take a little respite. I exhale, extend right elbow, right leg and right elbow to left knee, and I inhale back. Okay? So lie down. Only if you're on your menstrual cycle, I don't recommend this. Okay? If you're on your menstrual cycle, just do something else really yummy right now. Whatever would appeal to you. Even a little bit of an extra shavasana. So, just lying down. Legs are soft and bent. Hands are beneath your neck. Elbows are just resting along the ground if they can. If your shoulders can let them. Good. And just take a few breaths. This is our inhale. Your low back is on the floor because your legs are deeply bent. Good. So on our first exhale, right leg extends, right elbow to left knee, and inhale back. Left leg extends, left elbow to right knee, and inhale back. Right leg extends, elbow to knee, inhale back. Left leg extends, elbow to knee, inhale back. Flex the foot when you go, and relax it when you come back. Left side, flex the foot as you go, and relax it as you come back. Follow your breath. From here, we're going to do 5 more sets. Right, left, that's 1. Right, left, that's 2. Right, left, that's 3. Right, let the foot hover, not touch. Left, that's 4. Right, left, that's 5. And rest, just like that dead bug, just resting. Arms are soft, legs are soft, hips are soft, everything's soft. Now bring your hands into Anjali Mudra at your heart. And then extend your legs up toward the ceiling, point the toes, and then flex the feet wherever they are, straight legs. And then take the legs apart, probably somewhere around a 90-degree angle, maybe 60, okay? And then our only thing we're going to do here is as we exhale, we're going to curl up and press our hands and arms through our legs and inhale back. We'll just do 5 of these. Exhale, curl and push, and inhale back. Curl and push, inhale back. 2 more. Curl and back. Last one. Curl and back. Good. Bend your knees. Let your legs get soft. Everything soft. Good. I just put my hands and hold my knees for a minute just to let everything relax. Let gravity help a little. Good. And then now it's time for our inversion if we're inverting. If we're not inverting, feel free to do a little extra shavasana, or engage in some windshield wiper pose to work on the psoas muscles, which will also feel really good here. Okay? So whatever you like. If you're going to invert, mine is going to be with a block underneath my sacrum, letting my legs come in one at a time, and then extending the legs up to the ceiling. And then relaxing the legs in the socket so that at any point my legs could just drop over, okay? If you're not inverting, doing windshield wiper or any other pose. Just no twisting in your low back, please. If you're inverting, look at the ceiling, not toward the screen, not compromising your neck or your carotid artery. And then slowly just drop your knees down. If you're on your block, just drop your knees and put your hands on your quads and drop your quads into your hands, elbows on the floor. Just relax. And then one leg at a time down to the floor, lift off your block and find your Shavasana. Just melting into the floor. Letting go. Soft body, soft breath, soft mind. Slowly and gently bringing your awareness back into the breath. Breath rise and fall. Into a twinkle your fingers and wriggle together your nose. Wiggle your ears, sound. And letting your eyes gently flutter open, sight. Consider a nice big overhead stretch as you arch your back and lean a little side to side. And then bend the knees. Put the feet firmly on the floor. Lift your hips up and away from me. And then turn over and gently find embryo pose. just for a moment, curled up, safe and secure. And then gently begin to press the floor away, spiral yourself up, take a comfortable seat, any seat. And just sitting for a moment and noticing the effects of the pranayama, of the meditation, of the postures. Bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit we may have earned this morning in our diligent practice of yoga, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Take your intention from your mind, remember it, drop it down into your heart space, symbolically from your heart space into the palms of your hands, and lift up, and just let it go off into the universe. Bringing the hands gently back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Okay, I'm coming to you. I don't have very far to go today because you got close to where I am. But let me fix it so that you can talk and I can listen. Okay.
I have a question.
Let me just get myself in gallery. Yep. Yep. Go shoot, Jean.
I just wanted to know if anybody else, I'm not sure if this is my old iPad that I'm using or your mic, because you were very faint. I could hear you if I turned my fan off, but is that just my device, or did anybody else have experience?
No, I could hear okay. So
Okay. All right, time to retire this old iPad.
I had some issues when she was lying down that I had to turn it way up, the sound completely up.
Yeah, when I lay down, this receiver is not very helpful sometimes. Yeah.
It was the same for me, so I'm just going to use my newer iPad. Thank you.
You can bring your old one down here next time you come. There's so many folks who can use an iPad. Oh, let me get rid of the spotlight. Hold on. How do I do that? Now you can see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, any questions or comments about practice this morning? Anything in particular? It was super simple. Just yogic breath, abdominal breath, yogic breath, Nadi Shodhana, and right into I am peace. Because of the Nadi Shodhana, did your meditation go really quickly? Did it seem like 5 minutes, or it seemed like 1 minute? Or it seemed like 15 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It seemed like 2. It was 5. Yeah. It's wonderful how the pranayama can just kind of drop us into that state, right? And leave us there, ready to practice dharana. And dharana is concentration. And that's the one I can teach you. If you meditate, that's just between you and I can't be in your head and know what really happens. But when you actually can concentrate on the object of meditation, and this morning it was Ahamshanti, when you can actually concentrate on that and realize that that was the only thing in your mind for those 5 minutes, and you've actually meditated on it, right? Which is super challenging. Thoughts love to just rush in and make themselves known. Mary's asking, why did I have us stay close to the floor today? I don't know. It just felt like that's exactly what I needed to do when I woke up. I pulled the camera in. I just set myself up, and it wasn't me really doing it. I don't know. Yeah. I felt like it just needed to stay close to the floor, but I didn't let it stay easy. That's why we did the yogi bicycles. Yeah, it was just low. And maybe because I had a big teaching weekend and yesterday I had to go to the city and do a few errands and came back, and it's like maybe that's why. It was I just needed to ground. It may have been my goddess watching out for me. Yeah. Although I must admit my practice this morning, my personal practice this morning was pretty fluid. It didn't feel like I was super exhausted or anything. And I woke up this morning without my alarm like usual. I always set my alarm just in case, but I set it for 30 minutes after I want to wake up. So if it ever happens that I wait that long, by golly, I needed that sleep. But I was up at my normal 5:30, so it was good. Yeah. Anything about any of the practices, anything about anything we did? Amy, how are you feeling? Are you a little cooler?
About the same. It got a little worse yesterday, and it's not worse today. Maybe a little bit better today.
Uh-huh. Good. Well, I hope you cool down quickly, sister. Yeah. Yeah. So how did you like the yogi bicycle? It's a good challenge for us to do that. I remember the first time I did, this is back literally more than 20 years ago, when Shiva Ray came out with one of her DVDs. Or no, it was a CD. It was just a CD. You just listened, which I still have somewhere. I should try to make myself do it now. It's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of practice, and you do 40 yogi bicycles. And I remember it was the first time I had done that video with her, and I was with my friend, Kim Paz Descanse. That was my inspiration to start my daily practice. And I was just dying laughing. I thought, I can't do this. I can't do 40 of these. And so I did like 10 and rested for 10. Then I did 5 and I rested for 5. And then I did 10. I mean, I finally got through all of them, right? But I only did less than half because I just wasn't in that shape to actually do yogi bicycles 20-something years ago. And now they seem pretty effortless, but I must admit it really took me a while to get my low back to be stable enough to be able to do that and feel comfortable doing it. Yeah. But that's a good thing to have in a daily practice. It's just a few of them, just to remind us how important the front of the body is to maintain the health of the back of the body, you know. Yeah, any thoughts about, like we did, how was it for you when I just had you walk your leg out and lean? I don't know if I've ever done that before, but it felt like it was really like appropriate to go into that angle, and that you could take that angle down on your knee a little bit easier just by walking the foot out. So because you didn't have a lot of weight, it was distributed from foot to knee, you know, just not in your leg. Was that okay? Did people like that when you went to do the side angle? Good. Good. Yeah, it just felt like that was the place to go with it. Great. So any questions about anything? Any questions about life in general? We have bombas.
I want to tell you what happened when we were in Jackson Hole, and the elevation is almost 7,000 feet. And I and my cousin both had elevation sickness. So we were in the park when we felt sick, and they were doing a yoga class, and the yoga teacher told us to get more oxygen, to do alternate nostril breathing and Kapalabhati if we knew how to do it, to get more oxygen in us. And the Kapalabhati with no pausing on either one. And it actually seemed to work.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. That's a mishrit that we do. That's a mishrit that Babaji taught us, is Kapalabhati. 1 round of Kapalabhati, 50 or 100 or however many you do, and then 5 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, and then 1 Kapalabhati, and then 5 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, and 1 Kapalabhati. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. I love that because it helps to keep everything clear, crystal clear. Yeah.
What is it called? A mishka?
It's a mishrit, which means a mix of 2 pranayams. It's just
a mix.
A mix.
I thought it was Yiddish. Sorry.
Mishrit. Yeah, it just
Mishrit.
means
Okay,
mix.
I like that.
You can put any two pranayams together and call them a mishrit.
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions? Anything? Any comments? Everybody's good? Hi, you.
I have a question because just now you mentioned sleep, and I've been observing my sleep pattern. It's like in the past, before practicing yoga, it's like even 8 hours or 9 hours is not enough. And right now, especially started with a daily practice of 4 purifications, it suddenly becomes 6 or even less. I mean, just no matter how early I sleep, usually after 6 hours, I just woke up. And then sometimes, for example, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I thought, wow, that's too early. And then I really struggled falling back to sleep after
That's a
I woke
vata
up.
vitiation, you. That's a vata vitiation. 4 a.m. is the vata time. So that is a vata vitiation. That's too much vata
You mean the time or in myself?
in you.
Okay. Okay. I'll probably need to.
So just think about before you go to bed, maybe
Mhm.
oiling your feet and oiling mul. Just a little tiny bit of oil at the very crown of your head and a little oil on the bottoms of your feet. And just see if that seals in some of that vata energy that disperses, right?
Yeah, I do feel the time of sleep become a little slightly longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not so much that the 4 a.m. wake up is a total vata thing. And Babaji would say, ride it. Do your pranayama and meditation right then at 4. That's Brahma Murti, right before the dawn. That's the best time of day to meditate. So, take advantage that it's happening to you now and instead of fighting it and trying to go back to sleep, right? And then hopefully you'll have such a busy day that you'll be tired enough and you'll wear your vata down and then you'll just sleep well. Yeah, so
Thank
don't
you.
fight it. If you get up at 4 and do your pranayama, do your meditation and start your day at 5, 5:30. Yeah. And then when your vata gets under control, you won't have that 4 a.m. wake up again. All of us yoginis have experienced that, let me tell you. We're all good at a 4 a.m. wake up every once in a while. It's when we get just too much vata. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
And
you so
you
much.
just had a big weekend with the holes with the retentions, breath retentions, and that also can disturb vata if you're not used to doing it. So the more that you do it regularly, the better and the more regulated your vata will become. But initially, and that means like for the first 3 or 4 months, your vata can be vitiated just because of adding retention.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. That's really helpful.
Yeah. So just key down and be calm. Yeah. Okay, well, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm ready to go have my avocado toast with my son. Okay, no questions. All right. So hopefully, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you on Thursday morning, bright and early. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I have a candle below me. Try not to burn myself.